MVP. He scored 37 points in his 3 games with Team Stripes, including 31 in the second game. Minnesota Timberwolves guard Anthony Edwards got 4 more votes than Leonard to win MVP. Edwards led Team Stars to the title. The Clippers start the second half of the season Thursday at home against Denver. The Lakers are back in action Friday against the Clippers at Crypto.com. The winning streak is up to 19 for the UCLA women's basketball team. UCLA beat Indiana 92-48 at Pauley Pavilion. 16 points and 14 rebounds for Bruin center Lauren Betts. The Bruins are 25-1, 15-0 in the Big Ten Conference. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
You got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. Videotaped his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down the aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month Luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Okay, Miles, I was about to ask you why you picked that song, but then again, you're not my kind of girl.
You're not.
Woo!
Just being real.
We're coming in hot today.
Is that a great song, though, Dominique?
It is a great song, but I mean, it's the song you hope no man ever plays for you, but it's a great song. Why isn't she your kind of girl, Miles? I mean, Ralph?
I mean, look, sometimes it's not the way you showed up. It's as we started getting into the conversation. You know what I mean? It's the drama that you put on Front Street. It's your Instagram post. It's your feed. It's a lot of stuff. And it's not the fact that you don't look good. It's not the fact that you're not successful, you know, and you're in the gym and, you know, just something's not connecting. That should be a good enough answer, I think.
Yeah, but it sounds like what I heard in there was a whole bunch of deal breakers from Miles. This is a deal breaker, and this is a deal breaker, and this is a deal breaker. And I've heard this more and more from women, too, about Instagram, that men's Instagram completely can disqualify them, or that they don't want men to see their Instagram until after they've gone out with them a few times. Like they don't want to give out their Instagram info right away, which I don't. What are we hiding, or what are we revealing that we shouldn't be revealing and hiding on Instagram?
That's what it is. I think people are scared to show their true self a little bit. You know what I mean? Or it's the flip where they show a little too much of themselves on Instagram. You know what I mean? They show they're not the person that they are giving off that they are, or their real fakeness kind of starts to come out. Who they really are starts to come. It's a whole lot when you start digging through these social media pages and everything. Especially now that we're like, it's not like social media is new anymore.
Right.
We've got 10 plus years on social media at this point. Most of us do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So does that mean that you look at a woman's social media as as opposed to a background check? Like some people used to do background checks. Some people still do that. I know women that background check every man they date. And I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about actual run their record type thing.
That's not going to that's not at the same level as a background check or or a blood screening or something like that. But, it just shows a lot about you, though. It shows a lot. It may not be the deal breaker, but it's going to show a lot. And what you watch and what you tap in with and who you follow and who you're reposting. And, some people are quick to pop off on stuff. Like to engage and fight and argue online with people. And it's like, I seen you under somebody else's comments, arguing with people. I see you, just little things like that. Like your whole footprint, DNA, and your fingerprints are everywhere on social media. So if I can see that about you, it may be good, it may be great, but sometimes
I think I'm missing something here, Miles, because I see people fighting with their man and fighting with their girl for liking somebody's post.
That's crazy.
And I don't, to me, like away. I mean, I don't see the harm in. Now, if you're stalking a girl, that's different. You like every post and you got to have, tongue out emojis and all that. No, now you're doing too much. That's disrespectful. Yeah. Right. But liking a post, why is that a problem? I don't get it.
That shouldn't be a problem. If you're, that goes back to you. If you're insecure about your person liking a post on somebody's social media, that's on you. Yeah. But I think that goes back, like I said, some people just love, drama.
So that's not part of your list of deal breakers. No. If you go on a girl's social media and she's liked posts by men, like young men, okay, or old men, any men, okay. I don't trip off that either. But I noticed that it's a thing because people are fighting about it, and I see a lot of videos about it. Oh, you liked her post? Well, people like appearing in the clothing that the girl in the post was wearing and doing like a whole bunch of extra stuff. I don't get it.
Look, just don't be sneaky. You know what I mean? Don't be behind my back trying to do something and messaging people and doing something that would actually be considered cheating. But liking social media posts, like, no, it's an app, fam.
Liking social media posts is not cheating.
Nah, commenting is not cheating. Giving somebody a round of applause for doing something's not cheating. Nah.
What about, well, this is more of a women to men issue, but I've heard a lot of women complaining this, and maybe I'm telling too much here, but I don't think that men watching porn is cheating.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not gonna police your thoughts and police your private time. Is that wrong? Would you think that, speaking of messy, would you think that if your girl, say you were in a relationship or dating, and you found out she was watching porn or going to a strip club, is that cheating?
If I found out, like I had to like discover somebody told me.
If she hid it from you.
If you hid it from me, I got an issue with you hiding anything from me. Personally, I'm not saying I need to be. I'm not the police. I don't need to. You don't need my approval to do anything. But hiding from you, that adds a little bit of
I mean, now,
spice
if
to
you
it,
were
I guess.
addicted to it and you're watching it every day, now that's going to be a problem, not because I'm judging you,
Right.
but because there are physical effects to that. And
Very much, yep.
some men are losing their ability to have an erection, getting erectile dysfunction because there are I don't know if it's OnlyFans or Pornhub, or because that's not my wheelhouse. But I don't know. I just think there's something really prudish about feeling like you should be. And Yogi Fish disagrees. Yogi Fish 01 says, yes, it is cheating. You should be enough.
I get that. I also get you as well, Dominique. But at the same time, too, it's kind of on a case by case basis. You know what I mean? That may not be your relationship may not be based on a high moral ground. Some people look at that as a moral shot. Some people look at it as, hey, you know what? You're spending money on OnlyFans spending money on.
What is immoral about somebody watching something that gives them sexual pleasure?
I may not agree with that. That may not be my relationship standard.
See, but what I'm pushing back on is you saying that my relationship is not on high moral ground. My relationships have very high moral grounds. I just don't think.
But your standards and the next woman's standards of a moral high ground is two different things. She may be a churchgoer. That may be a complete turn off for her.
Right, and so then her man will sneak around.
Now he'll sneak around.
Now,
and do it
I'd
and
rather
get
my
caught.
man just be able to tell me because I ain't tripping. He'll sneak around, and and you'll think you're on some moral high ground, and you'll really be on some. You were the last one to know.
So the strip club and the porn are the same thing? What you saying?
I mean,
you brought that up too.
Look, I don't know that I would probably not want to be with someone who wanted to go to the strip club every weekend. Like, that's just not my vibe. But if once in a while you want to go, I don't care.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with me.
I agree. But that's you though. That's
Right.
you, and you strong enough. You have you have the foresight, insight, and hindsight to understand what goes on with somebody going to the strip club or watching porn. Understand how that may, that just may be their thing. You know what I mean? You come from that life. Some people are, even though
I come from what life?
you from hip hop. You come from hip hop.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You from the Bay. You from
I rep it hard.
You rep it hard. What you saying? You a thug, Dominique. Low key. You outside. Yeah.
Well, Paul says
You know what's up.
every relationship is different. Do what works for you, or maybe 3 for some of y'all.
Yeah.
The thruples.
Yeah.
Would you be in a thruple?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Nah, me neither.
Nah, I'm a one woman man. I have a lot. It's a lot trying to keep one person happy, let alone keep myself and one person happy, let alone try to include other people. So it takes a certain man to deal with that. It takes a certain woman to deal with that. Let's not even get into diseases and parasites and spiritual connections and everything that comes along with that. Let's not talk about money. Let's not talk about children getting involved. There's a lot to it. So yeah, I'm cool. I'm solid.
Yeah, to be honest with you,
I'm good.
There's I think the thruple is really popular right now, and then a lot of people doing polyamory, multiple partner type situations. And I've said before, when we were in Senegal, we went and had dinner with a family with 2 wives and 1 husband, and they seemed very happy. They had very clear rules. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see that in my future.
There's something too that really comes to commitment and choosing that one person. That real discipline that you got to show to really commit to make that work. So I think that there is a lot to deal with just having one person. Your urges may come up, but yeah, if you can get that self mastery out of it too, that's a big plus.
Molly Bell says, "What a topic."
Molly Bell.
Sex and sex watching, porno, hum listening. That's not the topic. It's Messy Monday, so we're just talking about your rules of relationships, what works for you, what doesn't. And yeah, I kind of took us down that road, Molly Bell. Sorry, but sometimes we got to say the quiet part out loud. Mm-hmm. I know I have read that there's a bit of an epidemic with porn right now, where there's an addiction epidemic, where people are getting all virtual and no reality.
Right. Ooh, that leads to this little lonely man syndrome that everybody's dealing with. Everybody thinking that they don't, we can go plastic for real, and we can go, silicone. We don't need real women anymore. So yeah, it's a whole little deep rabbit hole.
Lonely man syndrome.
Look, it's crazy.
Which is self-perpetuating, right? Because then you get used to not dealing with humans. You get used to just the convenient Pornhub or OnlyFans, or a chatbot for that matter. People having a whole relationship with something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. I think it's a little I'm trying to find the right word and not be offensive with it.
Soulshine Session says, I'm single, but I can't mingle with multiple men. You know, I'm the same way. They say all the dating coaches and stuff say you're supposed to date a whole bunch of people at once to find the right person. Mm-hmm. But that seems, I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah. The word I was looking for, Dominique, and it maybe it's not a real word, but it's very homosocietal. That's the word I was trying to look for, Dominique.
Homogeneous?
No, because it's you're talking about the dating apps and the lonely man.
Yeah.
I think that it's because we're having men doing things that only other men approve. Only going after stuff that other men say you should be going after. You're not looking at it from what a woman's gaze will want. You're looking at it from what another man told you a woman's gaze is and what a woman will want.
Yeah, I mean, women get caught in that same cycle, like what this woman guru or critic said about what men like or what you should.
We don't like BBLs. We didn't ask you for all that. You were looking at somebody else that said that that's the end all be all and you should get one. Your homegirls told you that this is the clothing you should wear.
They really don't have to tell us. We feel like we're competing with impossible standards. This woman got a butt out, to Texas, and boobs over to Hawaii. Then how do I, a person who hasn't had such augmentation, compete with that? I think that's how we get caught up. It's a messy Monday. You're welcome to call. The chat room's on fire. You can hop in at KBLA 1580 on YouTube or call us in the old-fashioned way at 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA. Messy, messy, messy talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions. This is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. Videotaped his wedding day, never watched it. Now every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month Luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle. based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Annette Love 9848 says this topic reminds me of the movie Lars and the Real Girl. So of course I looked it up. It's 2007, and I guess he has a relationship with a plastic doll. Is it generational though too? Well, I think it's a little deeper than that. I haven't seen it, but is it generational? I mean, you're a millennial. Do millennials have different dating rules and expectations than Gen X or Boomers or Gen Z or Gen A?
Ooh, I think so. Heck yeah. Like Valentine's Day just passed.
Yes,
And
it
just seeing the different, because I was single this Valentine's Day, Dominique, unfortunately. I'm looking for love. I do want love. But I was alone this Valentine's Day.
You do want love?
Heck yeah, I want love.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't say it.
Lit.
I don't mean meanly. I'm asking you because you're so busy.
Yeah.
You're always working. I'm not saying it because you don't qualify or because you're, you display that you don't want love.
I haven't prioritized it as much as I think I should or could. You know what I mean, this far in my life. But I don't know. This next season might be open for love. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely do want it though. But the difference is though, I seem like seeing the generation that seeing an older generation, they went all out with Valentine's Day, and I'm seeing some of the younger couples I saw this Valentine's Day on social media were doing a lot more minimalistic of the Valentine's Day, more simple stuff, a card, a candy, not so much having to go all out and ball. So maybe that's a economic thing, but I do see a lot more of the younger kids are stepping away from the maximizing of what Valentine's Day was.
To be honest with you, I think it may be money, but it's not just money. I think some of it is what I see as a backlash, especially as the mom of a Gen Z kid that is not a kid anymore, is in college. But anyway, it's a rejection of the hyper capitalism that I see from that generation and the sort of excesses. Even the big BBLs, everyone's saying, well, more folks are saying, well, that's more of the aunties, and less of the new young Gen Z and A.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people too, though, they're not comfortable with boring or little stuff. You know what I mean? They need, like I said, back to the addiction to drama. They need the over and above and beyond to feel like it's some type of significance.
Even if it lasts for not very long.
Because right after that, we still need our next hit. Right after that, our next hit of excitement.
Right.
Our next hit of excitement. And more fireworks.
That adrenaline rush.
Adrenaline rush relationship.
And I honestly, I feel like a lot of the celebrities, and I actually like Cardi B, but she's one of them that does this. That post stuff of, my man got me 12 acres of roses and my man took me to an island. And that's nice. I'm happy for you. But then again, the average man can't afford to do all that.
Right.
So it feels like it's creating unrealistic expectations for women and men.
Yeah, I think we're still kind of chasing that happy life, happy wife feel too. Instead of happy spouse, happy house. Type of feel too.
Happy spouse, happy. You mean reciprocity?
Men need peace too, ladies. That's what the moral of the story is.
It's funny. This one dating coach that I follow on Instagram, because he's pretty funny. He says that, men always say they want peace, but that's bull. That's really, they want happiness, not just peace.
Yeah, of course.
You can get peace at your mom's house.
Right.
Maybe.
On
a good day.
You don't know their mamas.
On a good day.
Their mamas might be tripping too.
Well, but I think his point is that men tell you they want peace, and you need to look at what they're really asking for.
I mean, men are cool with peace though. Men are good. Men are good with just peace. Men can kind of make happiness out of just peace, I believe.
Okay.
Most healed men, Dominique, probably can do a lot more with peace than they can with chaos.
The missing word might be healed.
There we go.
Because I've been in a relationship. I'm, believe it or not, very peaceful at home. Like I save my fight for the radio.
You can do more with peace and happiness. I'm sure you can.
Long term.
That's what we're talking about. We're not talking.
Well, if peace brings you happiness, But I'm just saying that a lot of times men, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of times men say things that are talking points, relationship talking points, like, I don't like makeup. I don't like BBLs and whatever's boobs, fake boobs. I just want peace. And then you look at their behavior and they're liking and, lusting after all these girls with BBLs and fake boobs that are toxic.
Yeah.
So it's sending mixed messages to women.
That's men just talking about stuff they've never had. They've never had a great woman. They don't know natural beauty. They may not know. They may have never dated. You know how, like, it may be your first bad chick that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You may not know what you're trying to get into. This may not even be your speed, player. You may just need to go over here with that. So, a lot of men really don't know. Same way women don't know what they want. Men don't know what they want as well.
Boxing your weight class.
Boxing your weight class, fam. And if you end up getting Jake Paul and your jaw broke, you know what I mean? After this fight of love, that's on you, man. You should stay in your lane. 100%. Yes, Dominique, that's it. You've never had a bad chick. You've never had a peaceful chick. You've never had a real spiritual woman before. That may not be your speed.
Alan Lavelle says, happy man, God's plan.
Happy man, God's plan. Hello.
I can work with that. Hello. I can work with that for sure. So you asked me something during News, Traffic, and Sports. You asked me, had I ever heard of something?
Looks maxing.
And I said, yeah, from you.
Yes.
So what does that mean? Explain it.
So looks maxing, like, that's like the over-the-top version of what a lot of men, young men, especially Gen Zers, what they're doing is they're going off what men are saying are the beauty standards. Based off, like, it's called like the ratio, I found out. It's based off like the angle of your jaw with your collarbone and your cheek height and density and everything.
Which is based on the analysis of European statues, which, okay, back to that beauty standard that ain't us, but yes.
Exactly. So it goes from stuff like that, then it goes to grooming and all the way up to like surgery and procedure. There's an Instagrammer I seen, his name was like Clavicle. That was going to, right, ironically, right, that's going to these parties and streaming and giving people, men specifically, their own measurements of their face at the party and letting them know you're not attractive because of the measurements of your face.
Dang.
So we're looking at that. That's where the homo societal, I said, comes in at, because you're a man and your whole beauty standard is based off what another man tells you a beautiful standard is. When I was younger, I never had to do the looks maxing too much. Some people may have to, but I never had to do too much looks maxing. I had to get waves. That was my upgrade.
I mean, what's the difference between looks maxing and just trying to be cute?
Who are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? Why are you doing it? What's the standard? What's the level?
If you're looks maxing, you're doing it for other men, or you're doing it for other women? Like, I don't understand. You're trying to impress who?
Exactly. Who are you trying to impress? Can we get the answer for that?
I think Kwamel may be a bit confused by what you said about, we can address this after News, Traffic, and Sports, because he brings up homosocial, which is, I guess, non-romantic, like same-sex, like platonic relationships. But that's not what you were talking about. You were talking about societal, yeah, which is a broader,
which is the society, like the societal view of going off of the man's gaze point of view over the woman's point of view.
Okay, we got more after News, Traffic, and Sports. It's a messy Monday on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The City Council in San Antonio, Texas, is being told it cannot block ICE from converting a warehouse into a detention center. City Attorney Andy Segovia.
They are legally required to provide service to whoever asks for it.
The city attorney made clear they can't cut utilities to stop it, and tax dollars also can't be used to defend undocumented immigrants in court. Cardi B is firing back at the Department of Homeland Security after it mocked her for saying she'd jump ICE agents during a tour stop. DHS referenced her past claims of drugging and robbing men, and Cardi hit back by asking why the agency won't address newly released Epstein files. And Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs has pleaded not guilty to assaulting his personal chef after a December pay dispute. Diggs entered his plea Friday in Massachusetts with a pretrial hearing set for April 1st. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Southern California Edison reminds you that downed wires are dangerous. Never approach or touch a downed wire or anything in contact with it. Stay away and call 911. Learn more at sce.com/stay safe.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
For a lot of folks, the best part of Sunday's NBA All-Star game at the Intuit in Inglewood was that it was competitive and interesting. Fans embraced the new three-team round-robin format, and the players came to play. Clipper star Kawhi Leonard almost won MVP. He scored 37 points in his 3 games with team stripes, including 31 in the second game. Minnesota Timberwolves guard Anthony Edwards got 4 more votes than Leonard to win MVP. Edwards led team stars to the title. The Clippers start the second half of the season Thursday at home against Denver. The Lakers are back in action Friday against the Clippers at Crypto.com. The winning streak is up to 19 for the UCLA women's basketball team. UCLA beat Indiana 92-48 at Pauley Pavilion. 16 points and 14 rebounds for Bruins center Lauren Betts. The Bruins are 25-1, 15-0 in the Big Ten Conference. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 8 Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
It's a messy Monday, so we are talking relationships, the messes we get in, the deal breakers, the theories and philosophies Miles Lowe is letting us get in his business. He says he's ready for love, but didn't have a Valentine. I didn't have a Valentine either, so I decided to celebrate Frederick Douglass's birthday.
Okay.
And I did that by going to the Legends of Basketball block party and watching Dougie Fresh and watching Slick Rick with my girlfriends. I don't call it Galentine's because to me that just sounds kind of pathetic. But whatever you call it, whatever you do, you get through it. But Miles, you said that you think things are a little different for your generation. And we always hear that younger people, millennials and Gen Z and A, are not focused on marriage.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel? I mean, do you think you'll be
God bless you, Dominique.
Excuse me, that you'll be a long time. Are you a lifelong bachelor, or do you see yourself like down the road married with kids?
I want to be married with kids. Look, that's why I'm waiting on kids. I want to be married before I have kids.
Okay.
I want to have a wife and then have children. I want to do that first in that order. So,
I said the same, and that's why I was, a little grown when I had my when I had my child. I wanted to be a wife rather than a baby mama, but no judgment on people who do what they do. My mom had 4 baby daddies.
Right.
So no judgment.
I'm at a point though too where I've never wanted to be a stepdaddy. Never. Like I've seen it throughout every part of my life. You know what I mean? I've seen, different men coming in different forms. Some good, some bad, but a lot more good than bad. So it's not like it's a bad trope of having a stepfather. I just know it's not what I ever wanted to do. I know it's not in my heart. It's not in my soul.
I never wanted to be a stepmother either, but it actually turned out to be great. Like being a bonus mama turned out to be one of the better things that I've done. Like I love my bonus daughter. Me and her father are not together, but me and her are faux life.
And y'all make it look so wonderful. You know what I mean? My grandmother, she's I've got 2 grandmothers from my grandfather, and it's such a huge family that we got to this day. Even after one of my grandmothers and my grandfather both passed away. It's still a blended family on both sides, and we love each other, and it's huge. My brother's got the same kind of situation going on. I just know for me, some lions, when they're in the pride, they're not meant to be the ones to raise other people's cubs. That's maybe some other lion's path, but that's not me. That's not this Leo's path. Yeah.
Soul Shine Session says she thinks women dress for women.
Yep.
And that they get the most compliments from women. That may be. For me, it depends where I'm going.
Okay.
If I'm going on a date, I am not dressing for women. Just FYI. Molly Bell says all the old men in those Epstein papers wanted kids. That's nasty and sick. Yeah, but that's not. They wanted to sleep with kids. They didn't want to have kids.
Right. They didn't want a lot with them kids in them files. So yeah, that's real messy.
Yeah,
that's next messy. That's real messy.
Well, you know what? Dr. Gail Wyatt will be here on the 19th, which is Think Tank Thursday, and the show on the last hour. I call it the Epstein triggers. Because I think a lot of us are being triggered by this, and we need to address that. Whatever your trauma is, and however all this weird, freaky cabal of, pedophilia leadership is, I think there's a lot coming up around that, and we need to address it, but not on Messy Monday. That'll be Thursday for our Think Tank Thursday. Molly Bell. So, you and I have some conversations off the air. And you seem to have friends that are women. You seem to have actual platonic relationships with women. Some men say that's not possible.
I had to get there.
Yeah.
I had to get there. Like my early days, it was, I wouldn't say a struggle, it was just a mindset thing. Like I've screwed off a lot of great relationships, with homegirls that I've had real long, connections, lifelong, partnerships with, to, think with the wrong head, literally. And, to to get to where I am now, and I've seen the beauty of having super platonic friends, and not wanting anything more out of that, not wanting to develop past that per se. Yeah, it's good on this side, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, because I have male friends, and one former boyfriend who told me that if the man is your friend, he's really just biding his time trying to, smash. I think a lot of men think that way. Do you?
For sure, a lot of men do. For sure do. It's just a mindset thing you gotta have though when you go into and to meet somebody. It's strange because then the pressure comes, then the questions start asked. Oh, who's that? You guys aren't. And it's like, no, that's not. That's just it. And also, I think it also depends on the way you meet somebody too. Because sometimes you meet people in situations where, it was easier to never get that place. As if you both were in a committed relationship, or you meet somebody at a special type of event or a special type of subgroup that you guys get around each other with or whatever. So it's never that type of bond to start developing anyway. That happens too sometimes.
So have you ever been in a platonic relationship with a woman, shot your shot, and then been able to keep the relationship going as friends? Or is that it? Is that the end of it?
I mean, I could have. That's not my thing, though. I don't want to be your friend if I want you, I don't want to be your friend after we aren't going to be a thing anymore.
Soul Sessions, that's Soul Sign Sessions. That's Miles Lowe. He is a production coordinator around here. He is also a rap artist, Miles Lowe Music, and a millennial.
And a mayor's council.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And also
relationship advisor, guru.
Really?
Thought leader, you know what I mean?
Thought leader in the relationship space.
Human connection thought leader.
Looking for love. Would you go on a balloon pop show?
I don't mind. That'd be fun. Yeah, I have some fun. I would do that. I would do that. I did not a blind dating, but like a blind dating, like speed dating type of thing last year.
You did that?
I did that last year.
Was it fun?
It was fun. It was for a nonprofit that I knew back home that was working on trying to fundraise some money. Needed a couple bachelors, so I got up there and did it. That was fun. It was fun.
DeAndre Ferguson says, "Miles, stop. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the future."
Yeah.
Facts, young brother.
Yeah, I had AI take this up and transcript it and put it on my resume, y'all. This is me on the mic.
So what are some other things that are definite no? You said doing too much on socials.
Mm-hmm.
Doing too much in general.
I'm big on my health right now, Dominique. Health is wealth. You have to have some sort of health based.
Yeah.
Health based. I need you to be in the gym or on the track or eating better.
You know what? I wish that I would have had that requirement sooner.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Because that is real, and it's not just aesthetics, although aesthetics are important. It's also energy, right? Because if that person doesn't work out, and I was reading on social media this girl saying that she got dumped because a man said he wanted a normal chick that could eat normal food, and he didn't want to deal with someone that was eating clean and always in the gym.
Yeah.
And I've had those complaints too. Now I would see that as a red flag and run the other way.
Right. And the thing is too, it's a lot of that's one of the things that is compounding. That's going to get worse and worse over time. You're going to see the results of what you're doing now. And there's no escape around that. So, yeah, definitely get somebody that's going to clean up their lifestyle, fit-wise, food-wise. We talked about the algorithm and stuff you're putting into your brain through that, what you're watching on TV, the people around you, care about your spiritual, your auric energy. Are you stretching? Are you doing sound baths? Are you, there's a lot to go into that. So, stuff you're putting in your hair, stuff you're putting in and on your body, the creams, the oils, the deodorants.
And as you get older, you will find that it's even more important because as you get older, the people that haven't been taking care of themselves want to just sit on the couch and eat crackers.
Yeah.
And some of us want to go see the world, go to Africa. Not that I'm always outside. Like I can sit around the house and watch, I can binge watch with the best of them, but you want that energy.
I think people are scared too. They're scared to see the truth about what the paperwork's going to say about themselves. They think they're healthier than they really are.
I always thought it was just the opposite. I always thought everybody was a bunch of hypochondriacs. But Dr. Bill Relaford told me that's actually what you said is what it is. Most people think they're healthier than they are. And they might be, 2 burgers and a fry away from a heart attack. It's better to know you can decide what you want to do about it. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so that's one. Got to be healthy.
You got to have peace. You have to have some sort of inner peace, inner love, inner peace, like those inner, what's the word? Those inner virtues. You need those. I need to see that in you and on you. I need to see you be able to, not overreact and not.
So are you one of these guys, and I probably know the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you one of these guys that is just looking and looking and looking and looking for the perfect woman and maybe end up single forever? Because, the complaint that women have is that men think, I'm not putting anything on you, Miles, but people say, they're looking for this perfect woman, but none of us are the perfect man, or we're looking for the perfect man, but we're not the perfect woman. We're human beings, right?
Mm.
Do you think you're looking for a unicorn or the Sasquatch?
No, because I've met these women in many times, many different forms before. So it's not that the women aren't there. The same way I know it's not a shortage of great men out there. I know great men as well. So I just think it's just I think we're not in the right place. I think we need to start putting those types of people together more often and make it more of a thing. That's what I think we need to have.
A friend who's a dating information person, a dating connector, says that, we need to rely more on friends and our personal networks rather than just dating networks, saying, hey, do you know anyone that I might like or Miles might like? But I know that when you use the apps, it increases your odds because there's more.
I don't know about the apps. I leave the apps alone now if I was y'all. Yeah,
I've never used them.
I used them for a little bit. The algorithm of the apps right now is super trash. You're gonna get more AI generated profiles. You're gonna get put in the loop, mainly for men too, because there's a lot more men on these apps than women. So there's a lot more options for the women to choose from. Making you as the man have to be somebody, what they would say, exceptional to reach these high level of matches, or else you may feel like you're a loser yourself because you're not getting the type of
matches
love you think.
Interesting,
should be good.
because off the apps women complain there are no men, but on the apps you're saying there's more men than women.
But then I think that's because these men are afraid to approach the women right now.
Okay.
Men ain't got no mouthpiece, ladies.
Don't get me started. A friend of mine told me that, and this is a male friend, said that men are intimidated by me. And I say, if that's the case, then they're not for me anyway. If you're intimidated by a 5'2" talkative woman, then
they shy, and that's the thing.
I can't help you.
The apps and social media made it easy for men to shoot their shot. Now they don't have any confidence in actually getting out there. And that fear of rejection, I've seen women had a fear of rejection growing up a lot of my life. These last few years, especially since COVID, this men fear of rejection, that's crazy. Crazy high how much I'm hearing guys that are being with men that I know. And I'm not the big holler at every woman type of man anymore. But just
anymore. It's been a while because I've known you for a minute and I've never seen you. Well, maybe because you've been at work. Never mind.
I'm more at work. But
you might have been hollering at every woman when I met you. I just didn't know it.
Exactly. But I'm seeing now just more men like stare at beautiful women and not even say, how you doing, beautiful? You have a good one. You got a great smile. I like your shirt. I like your shoe. Anything. No compliments, no acknowledgement, nothing. They'll be staring them dead down. And when they get next to them, it's straight edge like, you didn't see each other. You know what I mean? Like, even just that type of human connection is dying off. And, that fear of rejection is crazy. For
you think?
Right yeah.
Well, E.C. Courtney says men still like to roam, a hunter by nature. That may be, but if the hunter is too afraid to approach the game, then we got a problem.
Right. You're not a hunter, you a swiper. You can't be a swiper now, man. Go be a hunter, man. In 26.
800-920-1580. This is a messy Monday. So Kwamel says energy matching of you and your mate should be easy and desired, not making you other than your own self. Yeah, but I think I agree with that, Miles. I think that I've seen over the past 10 years, men become more hesitant to approach a woman. And to be honest with you, I was thinking it was me. But then so many of my girlfriends are experiencing the same age. Younger, older girlfriends of all various generations. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to ask you out. I'm not going to do it. Even if I like you. Even if I secretly look at your Instagram pictures, I'm not gonna ask you out. And maybe that could be generational too, but I'm just not gonna do it.
Right, and that's just you. But I know a lot of men who would love to be a little bit more pursue. You know what I mean? Be able to pursue and go ahead and approach women. They just don't have the confidence for it. You know what I mean? They don't have the actual feedback loop to understand that.
Can someone start a school or something? Because this is a problem.
And I mean,
this is a whole problem.
I mean, but then that's how you get 100,000 men behind a Kevin Samuels type of character or Andrew Tate. Everybody getting red pilled, or they're doing these Riz videos where they go around these different countries just picking up different women all day. You know what I mean?
And getting played, but they don't show you that part.
And getting played, exactly.
They don't show you the part where they were straight tricking.
Right.
They don't show that part.
And I think that because we don't have, and because you can't watch experience, you can watch somebody else. That goes back to porn, by the way. Yeah. Watching somebody else's experience, not actually having your own experience. But that's when you start substituting what you think is really attractive for what the algorithm says is attractive, and you start looks maxing based off what some other man says because you're not actually getting real world experience, and it keeps feeding back.
Do men? I have another male friend, platonic friend, who says that men, their taste is ruined because they expect women to look how they look with filters and all this stuff, so they never find a woman pretty enough now because they're seeing filtered women and expecting them to look like that in real life.
Yeah, and them type of men got some nerve, I believe, because you're not in the real world dealing with real women. You're a man on the computer screen dealing with other images on the computer screen, brother, man. Get in real life and see, there are still beautiful women every which way besides the social media built up ones. You crazy.
Yeah. We are talking relationships and situationships and everything in between. Messy Monday on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
They call it progress, but progress has a price. Land once held in black hands, taken, stolen, erased. Acres paved into highways, fields burned, homes replaced by parking lots and broken promises. Every deed lost was a dream deferred. We talk about millionaires, but what about the millionaires that never were? The farmers whose soil was seized, the families who watched their inheritance disappear, the wealth that never had a chance to grow because its roots were ripped from the ground. They took the land, but never the legacy, because the soil remembers, and so do we. Every story matters. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and amplify these stories. If this is part of your family's history, visit blacklandlost.org/share your story and help bring us closer to justice.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominic DePrima on First Things First.
It does, and it's going down in the chat too as well. And don't forget, you can always hit us up on socials. Miles is at Miles Low Music, or Miles from Vegas on Instagram. Pretty much everywhere, right, Miles?
Everywhere, and at the Do Better Network on every platform as well. The THE Do Better Network.
Do I follow the Do Better Network? I think I do. And then also we can find your music to purchase it directly. We can find it at Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, even.biz, mileslowmusic.com is the best central hub. Or, holler at me on socials, tap in, send me a DM, and I'll make sure I get the links to you. And you can support the music and get the art from the artists.
That's right. And I'm at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. And, of course, KBLA is at KBLA 1580 everywhere. But I have a YouTube channel. The station is streaming every weekday on the YouTube channel. A lot going on in this chat. Somebody said, I think it was Morris said that a woman would approach a Toyota. Would approach a Benz and not a Toyota. I'm not going to approach a Benz or a Toyota.
That's you. A lot of women will.
Do you feel differently when a woman asks you out?
For sure. Heck yeah.
Differently how? You like it? You don't like it? You think she's thirsty, or you think she's...
I look, first of all, I understand, baby. I get it 100%. I get it 100%, for sure. You know what you like. You know what you're looking for. You see me outside. I understand 100%. I have no problem with that. No. I have no problem getting chose with my mouth closed.
Okay.
Because that means you want to be here. I don't want to be with nobody who doesn't want to be here. I like who likes me a lot more than...
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think that men... I do think men are hunters and chasers, and I just don't feel like they value stuff, in my opinion, that y'all don't work for.
Right, and I think that too. I get you. I think that too. Yeah, I ain't even gonna argue with you there. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know the clock better than anybody here. What do you want to leave folks with this morning on this messy Monday?
Stay messy, ladies and gentlemen. Stay messy. It's a messy world out here. Don't be the only one out here clean. No, I'm kidding. Man, just go after what you want, and don't compromise too much from it. Go after what you want. Have a vision for it. Look for it, and more importantly, don't be afraid to go claim it and get it when it walks right in front of you.
Yes, indeed.
Wherever you at.
I think that somebody said we don't need the corporate incentive of Valentine's Day. I love that so much. Love Day is every day.
Yeah.
Love Day is every day. And why not? I think we could be kinder, ladies, if you don't want to see someone, you don't have to be mean about it. But I feel like we need to shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to regret. You'll regret not asking, but I don't think you'll regret asking.
You'll regret going back and texting your ex than you will going to get this new guy's Instagram or phone number and meeting to see what somebody else got off. I promise you've already been through the past. You already got hindsight. Get some foresight and worry about your future. Put an investment.
Some foresight and some insight.
Foresight, insight. Leave the hindsight behind you, ladies.
And
gentlemen.
That's to the back. Miles Lowe, thank you for being a great sport on a messy Monday today, letting us get in your business a little bit. Tavis Smiley's up next. He always has an extra good show on Mondays. Something about Mondays and Tavis. It just works. And look, I will talk to you on socials. I'm at DiPrima Radio. The station is at KBLA 1580. Miles is at Miles Lowe Music. Like my mama, the late great poet laureate of San Francisco, used to say, her name is Diane DiPrima. She used to say, history is now. And I always say, we're making it together. So until tomorrow, be safe, be loving, take care of you. One love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. The City Council in San Antonio, Texas, is being told it cannot block ICE from converting a warehouse into a detention center. City Attorney Andy Segovia.
They are legally required to provide service to whoever asks for it.
The city attorney made clear they can't cut utilities to stop it, and tax dollars also can't be used to defend undocumented immigrants in court. Cardi B is firing back at the Department of Homeland Security after it mocked her for saying she'd jump ICE agents during a tour stop. DHS referenced her past claims of drugging and robbing men, and Cardi hit back by asking why the agency won't address newly released Epstein files. And Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs has pleaded not guilty to assaulting his personal chef after a December pay dispute. Diggs entered his plea Friday in Massachusetts with a pretrial hearing set for April 1st. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.